Is your dog's name Oreo? I message random Bumble guy. He starts speaking my language when his reply is a stanza. Roses are red, violets are blue, my dog's name is Chewbacca, but his nickname is Chew. Oreo is a great guess, your curly hair is awesome, nevertheless. In Italian, stanza, la stanza, means a room. I'm in my family room, il salotto, when he asks me how to pronounce my name before he calls me for the first time. He speaks my name fluently, 3 syllables that fit in his mouth better than he rhymes, get stuck in his teeth and linger under his tongue until he knows they mean light, until their aftertaste is a flicker that makes his lips curl and ears rise.
The first full Italian phrase my partner learns on Duolingo is il serpente è nello stivale. I tell her that she is never going to use that, even though I know that's not the point. When the owl pressures her for the 8th night in a row, I tell her that she may never even meet my grandparents, and I regret my honesty, a preemptive strike that lands like a blow. To learn a language is a form of labor. To learn a language is to say, I love you. And I regret my response, a melancholy gratitude dressed in the words, don't bother, you are never going to use that. I regret these words because they set her back when she drops the language and then picks it up again 6 months later, when she meets my grandparents and they are puzzled that she is vegetarian, nonplussed when they try to pronounce her name. The app for that is a conversation, a phone call, a 2-minute review of phonetics because none of them ever learned proper English. I repeat my partner's name to my nonno 5 times and he pronounces it back to me 5 different ways until I use the Italian equivalent as a flavor base. When my partner's name finally blossoms in my grandfather's mouth, it feels like all the previous attempts were just variations on a recipe that we finally perfected.
In the kitchen, la cucina, he speaks my language when he learns that crushed tomatoes aren't sauce yet. When his shadow over our pot is enough to make a chopped onion soften in extra virgin olive oil when pinches of dry basil and oregano brag about how well he simmers. When he compliments me for the sauce on our pasta without realizing I just reheated his own. We write our own language with the jar my grandmother kept sugar in, alternate between using it the way my Nonna Maria did and as a cookie jar the way his Zadie would have. With the mezuzah outside our bedroom, protecting a Jewish boy and a baptized Catholic with a tiny teddy bear frame, encasing a photo of the Holy Family on a shelf just an arm span away. Used to sit on my nonno Francesco's desk with a connection to religion that is not to God, but to our grandparents.
My partner lines the bed in the camera da letto with pizza tins wrapped in blankets and plastic bags. The dough rises in the sunlight coming in through the windows as we attend to half a dozen other dishes waiting patiently for us in the kitchen. We record my nonna's instructions in a handwritten linguistic collage, blending spelling and syntax with the intention of replicating her recipes after she is no longer there to dictate them. This is complicated by the complete absence of exact measurements. All the dishes are vegetarian.
We share a language when we eat his latkes in the dining room, la sala da pranzo, during my cousin's Christmas party. When we have bruschetta on matzah during Passover. When his favorite cookies are ones I bake instead of Oreos. Says amaretti instead of those almond cookies. Wants me to make an extra batch for his dad because he enjoyed the ones he dropped off 2 days ago. Splits the cost of almond flour. We do not own a vase. The smell of our amaretti fill la stanza in a way that is less scripted than violets or roses.
I've begun to adopt all the small Italian books my parents and grandparents read to me when I was a child. Clothes, food, animals, and household objects are spelled out and illustrated on their sturdy cardboard pages. My partner and I take turns calling out random Italian words to one another while we make fiori di zucchina and peperonata, il cucchiaio, il pinguino, la felpa, la tartaruga. The words are like a code, a shorthand, a stand-in for I love you. The words, you are never going to use that, are absent.